Happening today, the National Racial Justice Network is having a town hall meeting. The meeting will address several timely topics, including the exclusion of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI initiatives, and the proposed economic blackout day this Friday. The event will feature key leaders, activists, and community members, and the town hall will be at the Alfred Williams Community Life Center in North Charleston tonight at 6.
And speaking of economic blackout day, it is set for this Friday, February 28th. Groups are calling on people to protest using their wallets and refrain from buying anything, especially at big corporations, or using their credit cards. According to Forbes, the movement was started by the grassroots organization, the People's Movements, to protest corruption in the government and the economy.
Happening tonight, legendary journalist Carl Bernstein is speaking at the Satilli Theater as part of the College of Charleston lecture series. He's known for breaking the Watergate scandal while working at the Washington Post with his colleague Bob Woodward. Bernstein has also written and co-written several best-selling books. The event starts at 6 this evening. It is free to anyone who wants to go, but you can purchase VIP tickets for $180, which includes reserved seating and a cocktail party with Bernstein.
This spring, Charleston County Park is hosting a Toast Under the Oaks event at the Johns Island County Park. Attendees can look forward to a selection of drinks such as beer and wine, live music, food trucks, and gorgeous scenery. The event will be held under the live oak trees on March 6th, starting at 5:30. Tickets are $20 a person if you purchase them in advance, and then they're $25 a person on the day of. Valid IDs must be presented, and those ages 20 and under are allowed at the event if they have a chaperone. And dogs are welcome, but must remain on a leash.
And shucking in the park, Oyster Roast is returning to the Old Santee Canal Park on March 8th. The oysters will be from the Edisto River and will be served starting at 1. Tickets at the event are $5 per person. Once inside the park, oysters can be purchased for $15 for a gallon-sized bucket. Food trucks with various seafood items will also be available, and attendees will be able to enjoy live music as well. Guests are asked to keep pets at home. Coming to the end of Oyster Roast season 2, so if you haven't been to one yet, get it done before it gets too hot.
Well, I'm bummed that Oyster Roast season's over, but I think I'm a little more excited about the fact that Oyster Roast season's over, so it means it's getting warm.
We're thawing out. Exactly.
Literally.
It feels really good.
It's going to be in the mid-70s today. We're already seeing 70 right now past 11:15, by the way. So it's a bit of a warmer start out there. Here's what it looks like. Skyview 2 Network. This is the College of Charleston to begin your day today. Wall-to-wall sunshine. I know yesterday we were dealing with some pesky clouds out there. That has cleared up, though, a bit closer towards the rest of your day today. We're going to continue to stay dry. High pressure still in place, right? Here's what we're looking at. You see that cold front there? This is the idea as we get a bit closer towards tomorrow. As that moves through, could see a few showers associated with that. Good news is right now, we're staying dry outside. Storm Team 2 live Viper radar looking good. And like I mentioned for temperatures, nice outside for your lunch hour. 72 in Charleston, 72 in Mount Pleasant. We are already around 8 degrees above average. These numbers are going to rise. We haven't even hit 12 o'clock yet. 64 Kingstree, 70 St. George and Walterboro. Mid-60s Folly, a bit closer towards the rest of your afternoon. Like I mentioned, sunshine, yes, a lot warmer still. We're going to be in the mid-70s for Charleston, mid to upper 60s in Mount Pleasant. Mid-70s, Moncks Corner, 76, Kingstree, and 76 in St. George. So here's the rest of your day for you today. As you get a bit closer towards your 1 o'clock hour, still staying at around 75 degrees. Clear skies today, really not an issue in sight, as we're still going to stay a little bit on the cooler side late tonight after sunset. By midnight, we're looking around low 50s. Outside. Mostly clear, cooler temperatures out the door, mid to upper 40s, a bit closer towards Charleston, Mount Pleasant, low 50s, Folly, Edisto. Mid 40s, Kingstree, Moncks Corner, Somerville, and 44, a bit closer towards Walterboro. It is going to be a very nice night tonight if you have some plans. And then all eyes, of course, are shifted a bit closer towards Thursday. Let's kind of show you what Storm Team 2 Vipercast is looking like, right? We're staying dry for the first half of the day. When I mention rain, I'm just talking about a few extra clouds outside by later in the afternoon, and a few stray showers outside by later Thursday evening around 7 or 8 o'clock. As this moves on through a bit closer towards the 11 to 12 o'clock hour, Friday morning, going to be a bit cooler outside, but we're going to be staying dry, staying clear. Here's what it looks like compared to the average for this time of year. By tomorrow, we're still 10 degrees above average. Rain moves through right while you saw around 7 or 8 o'clock. A few stray showers, can't be ruled out. Friday, cooling us back down to actually where we're supposed to be for this time of year. And into Saturday, we're bouncing back in the low 70s outside. It's not going to be too bad of a week for us. So Here's what the rest of the 10-day forecast looks for ice. Mid-70s today. Wall-to-wall sunshine. I'm going to say it again. It's a lunch outside alert day. Go out there, enjoy it. We're talking mid-70s, a bit closer towards Thursday. Here are your islands and beaches forecast. This is the coast today. We're at the mid-60s for Wednesday. Tomorrow, same idea. Staying warm. The cool down really doesn't happen until Friday. We're going to be in the mid-60s at the coast for the weekend. You notice, though, the coast significantly a bit cooler outside than our inland areas, but still, next 10 days, really not a lot of issues happening.
February 25th has been declared Brett Toth Day in the city of Charleston, a day to recognize a Lowcountry native who made Charleston proud on football's biggest stage earlier this month.
Now, before he was a Super Bowl champ and Philadelphia Eagle, Brett Toth was a West Ashley Wildcat. An offensive lineman, Brett was in at the center of the final snap as the Eagles ran out the clock in victory formation. Charleston City Council recognized him as a Lowcountry success story. He says he wants his road to the NFL to inspire others and that he was overwhelmed by the hometown love and support.
It feels like it hasn't hit yet, and you always expect it to. But I feel like a part of it, including like the speech, is just a reflection of our entire team. Just one person on the team that makes the machine move, and I'm grateful for the role that I was given and being able to contribute in what limited capacity I did. And it's just great to be able to come back and represent West Ashley and Charleston as a whole.
Toth says he's not done yet. He's got his sights set on being a starter, being named to the Pro Bowl, and doing anything he can to keep making the Lowcountry proud.
Next on News 2.
Tips on avoiding sleep disruption as we spring ahead. That's next in today's To Your Health Report.
To Your Health Sponsored by Doctor's Implants, home of the 6-hour smile.
In less than 2 weeks, we will spring ahead with the time change. And for many people, losing 1 hour of sleep can be pretty disruptive. News 2's Carolyn Murray reports.
So with the shift forward in the springtime, we lose 1 hour of sleep. And that may not seem like a lot, but there's a couple of important points. One is that it takes time for our circadian rhythm to become aligned again with the light-dark cycle, with sunlight and darkness.
Dr. Foldvery is a sleep specialist who says most adults are already sleep deprived, so losing another hour can have a significant impact. For example, a person may notice they are more irritable or moody. They may also feel tired, which can be incredibly dangerous if they are driving. Every year, there are reports of accidents on the Monday right after the time change. There's also a rise in heart attacks, stroke, depression, and suicide. Dr. Foldvery says it's unclear why that is exactly. So what can people do to help adjust to the time change? She recommends going to sleep earlier, keeping your bedroom dark, and avoiding electronics in there as well.
As is common things that really can affect our sleep, like avoiding alcohol before bedtime, like avoiding heavy exercise before bedtime, which is stimulating, doing exercise in the morning, using caffeine strategically in the morning and not later in the day. These are all things that collectively help us promote good sleep anytime, but they're particularly helpful around times of potential sleep loss.
Dr. Foldvery says if your sleep issues don't seem to be resolving after a couple of weeks or months, it's best to consult with a physician.
Roper St. Francis Foundation announced a $100 million Imagine campaign to transform healthcare in the Lowcountry. The Imagine campaign is a fundraising initiative designed to deliver outstanding care, transform health and wellness, and build hospitals, clinics, and care centers. Over 500 donors and supporters of Roper St. Francis Healthcare gathered Saturday to celebrate the launch of the campaign and historic $20 million lead gift from the Medical Society of South Carolina. So far, the campaign has already raised $50 million from individuals and foundations, and another $27 million from government grants and appropriations.
Next on News 2.
A bill that could potentially cut nearly $2 trillion from the federal budget is one step closer to passing. We have the details after the break.
Now, count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 Midday.
Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for staying with us here for News 2 Midday. We're so glad you're here today. I'm Hannah Powers.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm AC Barker, 11:30 right now on this hump day, this
Halfway
gorgeous,
through.
sunny 75 hump day. It's finally starting to feel like spring, and I know we're both happy, but we're both dressed.
I know.
Like spring.
We're very springy,
giving
festive.
Easter.
No sleeves.
We're loving the no
We're
sleeves.
comfortable. What's going on, Grace?
It's nice outside, right? If you haven't been out the door just yet for your lunch hour, I suggest you do. We're in the mid-70s already in a few areas. So Skyview 2 Network overlooking the Francis Marion Hotel camera downtown. You see wall-to-wall sunshine out there. Storm Team 2 Live Viper radar 11:30. We are dry. That'll be a different case tomorrow, but the metro really is what I'm talking about. We're talking about mid to upper 60s, Isle of Palm, Sullivan's Island, we're in the mid 60s as well. 70 in your downtown, 72 Daniel Island, 72 Hanahan, North Charleston, and in Goose Creek. So kind of zooming out and giving you a wider perspective here. Mid to upper 60s and Kingstree still. Georgetown, you guys are in the low 70s, and this isn't even as warm as we're going to be today, right? We're going to be around the mid to upper 70s, a bit closer towards the afternoon with that hour by hour forecast for you. You see wall-to-wall sunshine. Tonight we're still staying dry as well. We're going to continue to stay dry, stay clear out the door, and then into these next several days we have some rain on the way for you for Thursday. A few stray showers moving through. Really going to mainly stay dry, just a few clouds out there by Thursday. Cooling down for Friday. We're bouncing back in the 70s by Saturday. So overall, really a calmer weather pattern in place. Only mishap I'm looking at is going to be by tomorrow, a few showers in the afternoon and evening. I'll show you what all that looks like for you coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Today, Republicans are one step closer to passing a sweeping budget bill that would cut close to $2 trillion from the federal budget.
And the process is still in its early stages, but the GOP, with President Trump's help, managed to muscle through a vote in the House last night, but it wasn't easy. NBC's Ryan Nobles is on Capitol Hill with a recap of this voting drama.
Overnight, a win for President Trump, but it wasn't easy.
Thank you all for staying on a long night. We got it done.
House Republicans voting for the budget plan Trump endorsed, aiming to fund his mass deportation plan, implement a massive $4.5 trillion tax cut, and slash between $1.5 and $2 trillion from the federal budget. Every Democrat voted no, including one who flew back with her 4-week-old son.
We were here to fight for all of the kids in Colorado.
Hardline GOP deficit hawks believe the steep spending cuts aren't enough and promise to push for more as the process moves ahead to the next step, forcing the president to play a key role in shoring up support.
Look, Trump has been an incredible ally in this whole process, talking to anybody that we asked that really needed to clarify things.
Some Republicans holding out earlier in the day.
Where we're going with this thing, it's just ridiculous.
Convinced after speaking with Trump.
But the president assured me that he would work towards cuts. He's never lied to me. He's like my wife. She's never lied to me, and I've always trusted her.
A similar bill passed in the Senate, but only deals with half of Trump's agenda. The two sides will now need to work out their differences.
I'm confident we can put 51 on the Senate floor.
The narrow margins will make this a difficult task, especially because Republicans want trillions in cuts, but won't say where those cuts are coming from. 86% of the federal budget comes from defense, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, which covers health care costs for disabled and low-income Americans. It will be difficult to cut that much without impacting the programs millions of Americans rely on.
Can you get to $1.5 trillion without cutting Medicare and Medicaid?
I'm not cutting benefits to Medicaid recipients.
Well, today marks the 32nd anniversary of the first terrorist attack at New York's World Trade Center. On this day in 1993, a 1,200-pound bomb went off in the parking garage of the North Tower. The bomb, packed inside a rented truck, killed 6 people and injured more than 1,000 others. The blast and thick black smoke sent thousands fleeing the complex in Lower Manhattan. And a year later, the man behind the plot, Ramzi Ahmed Youssef, was captured, convicted, and sentenced to prison. Of course, this terrorist attack foreshadowed what would happen 8 years later at the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001.
Next on News 2.
Coming up, another aviation scare at a Chicago airport happened yesterday. We have the latest after the break. We're turning now to the latest scary scene in the sky. At a busy U.S. airport, quick-thinking Southwest pilots were able to get their aircraft out of harm's way. The Southwest jet landing at Chicago's Midway Airport forced to perform a go-around maneuver to avoid a private jet that the FAA says was not allowed to be on the runway. NBC's Tom Costello has more.
On another busy American runway, yet another close call, this one caught on camera.
Southwest 2504 going around.
It happened Tuesday morning, a Southwest 737 flying in from Omaha, preparing to land at Chicago's Midway Airport, forced to make what the airline is calling a precautionary go-around to avoid colliding with the private jet that the FAA says entered the runway without authorization. After going around, the Southwest plane returned and landed safely at Midway. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy writing on X, "It is imperative that pilots follow the instructions of air traffic controllers. If they do not, their licenses will be pulled."
These types of serious incursions have been going down over the past couple of years, but hopefully they won't start going back up again.
The FAA's 2024 database shows the rate of serious runway incursions, close calls, decreased by 69% compared to the previous year. But the country is also still facing a shortage of 3,000 to 4,000 air traffic controllers, many working mandatory overtime.
We were so oblivious to what was happening because the pilot was so calm.
Kaylee Masick and Emily Novak were on the Southwest flight and say they didn't realize how severe the outcome could have been until they saw the video.
Hard for it to sink in at first that you were actually in a situation like that.
Tuesday's close call, the latest in a string of alarming aviation crashes and disasters. Last month, an Army Black Hawk helicopter crashed into an American Eagle regional jet over the Potomac River near Reagan Airport. 67 people killed. And just last week, a Delta plane arriving in Toronto crash-landed and flipped upside down, catching fire. Dozens injured, but amazingly, no one was killed.
I can see that the public would be concerned about this, but aviation is still incredibly safe.
Next on News 2.
All right, here's these next several hours for you right now. Wall-to-wall sunshine, mid to upper 70s out there. Sun begins to set. We're going to continue to stay dry late tonight into tomorrow. We're going to see some showers move on through. I'll tell you about that coming up in a couple of minutes.
A count on 2 traffic alert for you right now. Pitt Street in Mount Pleasant will be closed from Venning Street to Hardware Alley starting March 10th. This is to put in a raised median pollinator garden. It's part of the Pitt Street Bridge Micro Mobility Project. This project will help play a vital role in maintaining a healthy ecosystem, as well as providing additional safety measures for motorists and pedestrians. Drivers and pedestrians will be encouraged to seek alternative routes during the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. until work on the project is complete.
Let's go ahead and get you outside. Storm Team 2, Skyview 2 Network, the College of Charleston. Right now, here's what's going on. Wall-to-wall sunshine for you for your Wednesday. You're halfway through the work and school week, right? So high pressure in place right now, but really what we're looking at is this back behind it. A cold front's going to move on through. A few showers associated with that as well. We could see some of that on Thursday, tomorrow. I'll show you what that looks like on Storm Team 2 Vipercast in just a moment. But Storm Team 2 live Viper radar, here's what it's looking like outside. We're going to continue to stay dry. This is your lunch hour, right? We're low 70s, Goose Creek, Charleston, Mount Pleasant. Mid-60s, Folly and Edisto, low 70s, St. George, Walterboro, and 70 a bit closer towards Kingstree. So we're going to continue to stay dry pretty much all day long. Go outside. I keep saying it, but it's a lunch outside alert day, right? You're already feeling the sun out there. Mid-70s into Charleston, 68 in Mount Pleasant, mid to upper 70s, Kingstree with 74 in Moncks Corner. 76 St. George, 76 Walterboro, close to the coast today. We're going to be mid-60s, Folly, Edisto, and 68 a bit closer towards Mount Pleasant. Sunshine, yes, and a lot warmer as you get a bit closer towards the rest of your day today. By 1 o'clock, we're going to be in the mid-70s outside. By 4 o'clock, 76 as well. Sun begins to set late tonight. We're low 67. By 10 o'clock, low 50s as well. We're staying dry, staying clear. Really a good day to go outside and enjoy the sunshine, right? We're going to be in the mid-40s, close to the coast late tonight. 48 Charleston, low 50s Folly, Edisto, mid to upper 40s in Mount Pleasant. Mostly clear, cooler temperatures, right? We're still going to be cool after sunsets. Really, as we get a bit closer towards the rest of the week, that's kind of the idea. Those overnight lows still sticking around the 40s and possibly even some mid to upper 30s more inland. I want to go ahead and show you right now, Storm Team 2 Vipercast, what Thursday looks like for you. You see we're really staying dry even up until 4 or 5 o'clock. The storms really get here by late into Thursday. As that front moves through, you clearly see where it's at. A few clouds, and then by early Friday morning, things are clearing up for us pretty quickly, and we're going to be seeing some sunshine out there. Mid-70s into Thursday, that's 10 degrees above average. By Friday, we're about a 10-degree drop there. This is the reason why that cold front moved through with a few risks of rain. And into Saturday, low 70s we go. We're bouncing all the way back into the mid to upper 60s for Sunday. Monday, low 60s as well. So let's go and show you what that looks like on the 10-day forecast of the islands and beaches. Forecast mid-60s by Wednesday, Thursday, mid-60s as well. Sun begins to set on Thursday night. A few showers, and we're staying dry the weekend. Still looking really nice for us, especially at the coast.
Thank you, Grace. A South Carolina man was sentenced to federal prison after he stripped naked during a checkpoint search at the Indianapolis International Airport. 38-year-old George Stevens pled guilty to interference with security screening personnel and assault of a federal officer. In July of 2023, Stevens was asked to step aside for a pat-down search by a TSA officer. A supervisor was called after Stevens would not comply with instructions. Stevens eventually stripped naked and threw his underwear at the supervisor after police arrived. Stevens was then placed under arrest. He was sentenced yesterday to 33 months in federal prison.
Next on News 2.
Up ahead, it's time for Pets on 2 on this Wednesday. If your home is missing a furry friend, well, now's your chance to take this sweet pup home. Be sure to stay with us. You don't want to miss it.
It's time for Wednesday's Pets on 2.
Welcome to Pets on 2. Our friend Katrina with Dorchester Paws has brought this round gentleman for us today. This little roly-poly is Smokes. He's sweet as can be, about 7 years old.
Yeah, so Smoke is such an interesting guy. He's got, a very unique look to him. He has like a pug, Frenchy type head, and then he's got a big old body.
Yes. I'm not really sure what's going on between the face and the body.
Totally. And so, he came into us and we're working on slimming him down a little bit, getting him into that healthy
fighting weight.
Yes, exactly. And so he's 7 years old, so that can start to be hard on the joints and everything. So we're definitely looking after him, but he is available for adoption today. Like I said, he is considered a senior at the shelter. So those are those animals that we have special fees, so he's only $60. So he is looking for dates, he's looking for a foster. He's very new to the shelter environment. So as you can imagine, that's a very stressful for a senior pup who's lived in a home his whole life.
He loves these scratches. He's sweet as can be. You said he does well in playgroup as well. He's sweet with all the other dogs.
Yes, he tries to keep up as best as he can.
This is his spot, right?
Yeah. But this old man can tire out, so.
Yeah, he's got plenty. It's kind of funny that they're classifying 7 as senior because he still definitely has a lot of good years left in him and will make a wonderful family dog because he's used to living in a home. So that's good news for everybody. Tell us what we got going on at the shelter. Any events coming up? What's new?
So we have our boat raffle going on right now. So we have a scout giveaway.
Whoa!
Yes, so you can enter for $50, and then we have ticket packages, bundle more, and you can get more entries. So we have that going on through April 15th, and we're very excited to see who a new proud boat winner is in the Low Country.
That is so fun, and that will definitely make you the most popular in your friend group come summer to have the boat connection.
Right, we're always looking for one of those. So we're going to be drawing that in the middle of April.
Okay, cool.
We're taking all of our entries. You can find that on our Facebook, on our website. So buy lots of entries.
I love that. People are always asking how they can support our shelters if they don't have the time to volunteer or the time to adopt a dog. This is a great way to know all those resources are going back to little creatures like Smoke and make sure they get the vet care they need, the time they need, because it's a lot, isn't it, of resources that you're always looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. So the name of this campaign is Tides Turn Lives. So, as the tides change, you're able to change an animal's life in the shelter by purchasing a ticket towards this.
I love that. And speaking of some shorter-term commitments that are really easy to check off, Katrina's saying that he's looking for some dates. What she means is those doggy day outs. If you can just take him out for an hour, 2 hours to a park, you never know who might see him, and it's the perfect match.
Exactly. And if only they could talk. We don't know everything about them, everything they like, everything they don't like. So it's so unbelievably helpful to learn about them outside of the shelter because it's hard to judge them when they're in there.
He loves getting little bum scratches. He's absolutely precious. I hope he finds a wonderful home. He's a great dog. Katrina, thank you for being here.
Yes, he'll be waiting for you.
Yes, he's waiting for somebody. We're heading to a quick break, but stay with us. You're watching News 2 Midday.
Well, happening now, a growing measles outbreak in Texas quickly becoming a crisis. This after the state's health department just reported 124 total confirmed infections, up from 90 just last Friday, and roughly double the figure Texas reported a week ago. And other states are reporting new cases as well. NBC's Sam Brock has more on what he's learning about the outbreak.
West Texas today is trying to get a handle on a surging measles crisis, now up to a whopping 124 cases, according to the Texas Department of Health. What started in Gaines County on the state's panhandle has spread to 8 other counties, from Texas's northern tip to Lubbock, a county of 300,000, as the number of confirmed infections has doubled each of the last 2 weeks. How alarming do you find that rate of spread?
The rate of spread is alarming, but also not surprising. Measles is literally one of the most contagious viruses that we know, much more contagious than COVID or the flu.
Texas health officials say of the 124 confirmed cases, more than 100 are patients under 18 years old, and a mere 5 cases involve those who are vaccinated. Frightening for parents like Karina Perez from Lubbock, whose 18-month-old daughter is immunocompromised.
If you don't vaccinate your children, we will run into them in those public places.
Spanning the nation, neighboring New Mexico has 9 cases, Georgia 3, New Jersey 3, and Alaska, California, New York, and Rhode Island have all reported at least 1, though those numbers are almost certain to climb.
We've been seeing a disturbing increase in the numbers of people who have not been getting vaccinated.
The CDC says 2 rounds of the MMR vaccine, usually given by the age of 6, is 97% effective against the virus. But those with immunocompromising conditions or those with higher exposure can still face elevated risk from a pool of people who aren't vaccinated. While the national standard for vaccination is 95% or higher, the reality is much lower for many states. Only 11 actually reach that mark. And in Gaines County, Texas, the vaccination rate hovers around 80%, creating ripe conditions for more infection.
Stick with us. We've got more News 2 Midday coming up on the other side of the break.